Wholesale Hotline. I'm Brent Daniels.
I'm Jamil Damji.
And I'm Jerry Norton.
And I'm Morby.
Every week we bring you the best information on real estate investing.
Be sure to participate in the comments.
And subscribe.
Enjoy the show!
So thank you so much for calling Wholesale Hotline.
Wow, that's great. 5 years.
Wow.
This is the 5-year anniversary of Wholesale Hotline. Who came up with it?
So the format,
yes,
Mr. Morby
was
doing Sunday service, and I watched him do it, and I was like, "That's so dope, dude." And so I talked to Pace, and I was like, "I'd love to do something that was wholesale related. Will you do it with me?" And he's like, "Of course, I'll do it with you." So we start Wholesale Hotline.
Mm-hmm.
I come up with a name.
Yep.
And but him and I do that first episode, and remember we had them little microphones we were passing for, and then people would call, and we'd put the microphone to the speaker on the little cell phone. We were so janky, bro.
Yeah.
And but we had a great time, the two of us.
Yep.
But we're sitting in there, we're like, dude, we're missing something. We need another.
Yeah.
And of course, the other was you, and at that became what Wholesale Hotline really is. I think maybe we did 1 or 2 episodes without Brent. What was it, Pace?
We did 1 episode and we said, we're missing somebody with muscles. Let's get
That's right.
involved.
That's right.
And
and a pretty sweet tattoo.
Yeah. And then Wholesale Hotline was born, became my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, mine too.
I think it's the number one platform in all of wholesale real estate. It's just grown and grown and grown and grown. This is the show that I believe even the biggest influencers in the space, they dream to come and be a part of.
Yeah.
And every week after week, we've had incredible newcomers coming in. We've had consistent day one people that have been with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't a year. Last year we got, I think, our 4th and our most complete version of this.
Oh yeah.
Of this beautiful group. And we got the wonderful Jerry Norton with us. And I couldn't be more grateful for this friendship and for what we've been able to do in this time. I'm so blessed to have you guys as my friends. I could cry.
Yeah.
I really could.
Love you.
I love you too, man. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. You've changed my life. And I just get to watch and learn and grow and listen to the genius that comes out of all of you. And I'm not that smart, but I sure feel the one thing that I can say that's smart, I have you guys as friends.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I'd like to, with your guys' permission, I'd love to like run all these episodes through AI. Get like all of the nitty gritty, really put it together, boil it down, edit it down to a really cool book.
Oh my God. Let's do it.
I mean, we've had so many incredible interviews from the top of the top of the top. I mean, from people that are a billionaire or on their way on down. You know what I mean? I mean, like when I say on the way, like, 750 million, 900 million, probably going to be there at that billion here in the next 5-10 years, all the way down to people doing their first deal.
It's so cool, dude.
I'd love to put that together. That'd be great. That'd be really cool.
I was asking the boys, everybody in the audience, I was asking the boys right before we went live. I said, have you guys accomplished more in the last 5 years than you ever thought was even possible and that you were even capable of? And the answer was an emphatic yes across the board. I think people underestimate what they can do in 5 years, and they definitely overestimate what they should have done in a month, and they just don't play the consistency game. And I look at all 5 years and what my 4 of us on the screen, 3 friends, have accomplished. I mean, Jerry Norton has moved multiple times. He just got a dream property in Knoxville, Tennessee, 40 acres. Like, this is a forever property. That's like, it's just so cool.
You guys are going to have the Norton cemetery at that property.
Oh, 100%.
I want to be buried here. It's that kind of place.
Yeah.
Bury me there, dude. Like that's the kind of place it is. I was texting Jerry. Actually, I think it was this morning or yesterday. I was planning out my whole year, and I said, "Hey, when are you going to be at the Joe Homebuyer event next week?" We're chatting, and then he says, "When are you going to come out to Knoxville?" I go, "Dude, like let's do like a fun event out there in Knoxville on the 40 acres." He's got a freaking pavilion, guys. Like, let's go light this thing up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what are you guys thinking about doing? When are you guys going to want to do an event? Are you guys going to do that at the Joe Homebuyer thing, or what's your plan?
No. Here, I'll tell you here's what I'm thinking.
Case has a great idea.
Okay,
I've got a great idea. Okay, so here's what's fun about the 4 people on this screen. We actually all do deals. Okay.
Yeah.
When I go to the office, Jamil and I share an office together, and I have to walk through 80 feet of his army of people that are cranking out deals, and Jamil's not involved in any of those other than the fact that he built an actual company that relies 0% on him. It's pretty impressive. You guys are definitely learning from one of the most scaled wholesalers on the planet. Brent Daniels gets some of the biggest, juiciest deals on the planet. They're about the size of his biceps. And I get to look at those deals, which is awesome. Jerry, I get tagged in like half of the stuff that people are talking about. Like, I feel like you are like one of the godfathers of wholesale. You are a Swiss Army knife of just about every strategy on the planet. One of the best of the best of the best. But what's fun about being able to be in the business with friends that are in the business is you can do fun things. So a couple of weeks ago, I was doing this challenge to help new people get their first deal. And Jamil and I asked Jamil, I said, "Hey, will you help me by competing against me? I'm going to put 10 newbies on your team, 10 newbies on my team, and 10 newbies on Ingrid Hernandez's team. And we're going to all be in the office for 4 days together, 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 6 p.m., 4 days in a row. So 12 hours total." And we would go around, do roundtable, calling appointments that our newbies set for us. And it was so freaking fun. I am like, why can't I do this literally every freaking day? It was such a blast. And so a couple of things that we did. I think total we made the newbies for a 12-hour time frame that we were available. The newbies set about 40 appointments. So out of 40 calls, we ended up getting 3 Subto deals. We got 2 Gator deals, and we got a fix and flip that we're going to make $82,000 on. We're starting construction on it actually tomorrow. Like, that's how fast it went. Like, that was Monday last week. We've already closed on a property, and we're starting construction today or tomorrow.
Any headway on that owner finance deal on that multifamily?
I don't know. I've been bogged down in appointments. I'm sure Jay is working on it.
And found a 15-unit owner finance multifamily in Branson, Missouri, just like that. It was crazy, dude.
Nice.
The amount of action that happened in those 4 days was off the charts.
So people were just reaching out to random property owners?
No, Pace had the whole thing. Yeah.
We were reaching out to long days on market real estate agents, and the newbies that were on our teams, all they have to do is set an appointment with an agent for us to talk to. And where the value for a newbie is that they're providing to us is they're posturing us, right? They make us look a little bit more important than just the person that's calling the agent. So it's like, "Hey, our company is buying real estate. Would love to see if you'd be willing to have a conversation with the owner of the company about this listing or maybe other opportunities you have." And of course, they get some no's from agents, like, "No, I'm good." They get some of that. But the overwhelming majority of the agents are like, "Absolutely. My house has been on the market for 90 days. I'm desperate to sell this house." So the newbies, that's all they have to do. They set an appointment with an agent. They're not overcoming objection. They're not talking price. They're not submitting offer. They're not doing any of that stuff because that scares the daylights out of a lot of newbies. So we just made it really simple that they set an appointment for us. And then we schedule all the times, and we go round robin around the table, and we make calls every 15 minutes. The calls last about 6 minutes. And then we do a 9-minute breakdown. Ingrid gives feedback, Jamil gives feedback. I say, "This is the reason I did what I did. Here's what we should do with this person. Let's follow up with them. Let's set an appointment, blah, 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 whatever." And I added it up today. I've done this challenge now the last 5 months. My team has generated $580,000 in profit in the last 5 months. 4 days a month, 3 hours for those days. So a collective like 70 hours, my team has generated $580,000 in profit. Now, granted, we had one deal that made us 171 grand and another deal that made 200 grand. So significant amount of profits on those couple of deals. But what I was thinking with Jerry is I was like, Jerry's got this pavilion and the weather's going to be fantastic. Like, why don't we just invite like 100 people to the 48-acre property and do a round robin Nashville showdown?
Let's go.
Knoxville showdown, and do it right there on the farm. And whoever wins gets the farm. They get the 40 acres.
Perfect.
So we're thinking about putting some dates together. We can go out and do something fun and just invite, 100 plus people to spend the day out there. Like, get there at 9. There's enough parking. So come out there. We'll form teams together. We'll order some taco trucks or something, and we'll just freaking make calls and we'll use YouTube stream it. It'll be a blast.
It'd be so fun.
I'm in.
If you're open to it.
We have to do it. That'd be so fun.
By the way,
are you there right now, Jerry?
What's that?
Are you at the new house right now?
Yeah.
I can see the kitchen island. It's about the size of most people's garage.
Yeah, I'm in the pavilion. It has a commercial kitchen.
Turn stuff. Yeah. Show it off, bro.
So
show us your pavilion.
So those doors open up out into the pavilion. So hold on. I'd have to open them all up, but basically it goes out. Can you guys see out here?
Yeah.
So that's the stage on the other side of this, and then this opens up into a commercial kitchen in here.
Jeez Louise. What a beautiful, beautiful home you have there, Jerry. You guys, and I look at the life, real estate, your consistency, your incredible wife and your family have been able to build together. Like, this is so dope.
Yeah, I can't help but keep thinking, like, I ask myself, why am I so blessed? Why am I so blessed? And it always comes back to, like, real estate's given me this amazing life. Where would I be without it? And I just can't be thankful enough for the opportunities that real estate's done. So I just feel so grateful.
Brent, I know you don't travel a lot, but would you be down for flying out there for a day and doing some freaking head-to-head combat?
Of course. When?
Sometime in like May, probably.
Yeah. I've got 2 events in May here, but yeah, as long as it doesn't conflict with that.
Bad timing. Why don't we do one in April then? Why don't we get out there in April before it
April's
gets
wide open.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, Jerry, how many houses do you have? You have 2 multi-million-dollar houses in Montana.
Yes, 2 multi-million-dollar houses in Montana.
He's got a multi-million-dollar house in Puerto Rico.
And he's building an $11 million house in Puerto Rico.
And
he's got another $5 million house he just moved into on the farm.
How much
That's
money
all.
do you have, Jerry?
That's the easy part. The 10 kids. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Jerry, rich. I'm telling you, when Pace and I had, I'll never forget. We were sitting there at Kabuki in Tempe.
Yeah.
And Pace and I were talking about our new friend Jerry.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he's like, Jamil, Jerry Norton has it figured out.
Yeah.
He has it figured out. This guy has lifestyle. If it doesn't match him, his family, his values, the time that he wants to spend with his wife and his kids, he ain't doing it.
Nope.
And the guy's still crushing over $1 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
He lives like a king. And if he wants to go stay in a forest for 30 days and not be available, he'll do that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
Right.
And he's like, that's what we got to do, Jamil. We got to learn from this guy. He has it figured out. And you know what? From that day and to this day, I've had the opportunity and the blessing to get closer and closer to Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And he does, man.
Yeah.
He has it figured out. It's incredible. What a role model.
Well, thank you guys. You guys are the best. I feel, before I met you guys, I kind of was like a hermit. I never came out. I was just doing my thing. And you guys have really brought me out and showed me a whole nother world that I wasn't exposed to. And so, like, getting to be part of your guys' communities and getting to know people. I mean, that would have never been possible. I can't imagine my life without you guys in it. So thank you.
Well, I remember meeting you at the Go Giver Mastermind that we used to do at Dave and Buster's on like a random Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. And then I was like, who's this Jerry Norton guy? And then I look him up on YouTube, and he's got this YouTube video that has hundreds of thousands of views of him living with 6 kids in a mobile home
RV.
In an RV. Yeah. And he's just showing where everything goes and all that. I mean, this is what, 12 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Right? Guys, he lived in a mobile home with 6 kids. Did you have an actual house at the time?
No, we were full time in the RV for like a year.
So you didn't have all these multi-million-dollar places in Montana.
We sold everything. RV. Everything we owned was in the RV, and we pulled a Suburban behind the RV.
What year was that?
2013.
2013.
Wow, dude, that
was 12 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, I met you guys in 2018, I think.
Yep. Absolutely incredible. So, I mean, what do you think was the big, Jerry, what takes you from living? I mean, obviously you probably had some money put away.
Well, he was rich then too.
In the RV?
At the time, I was just a backyard flipper in Detroit, so I was doing 80, 100 projects a year,
What was your income at the time?
You're still making $5-6 million a year at that point.
Yeah, I was doing good, but I wasn't having fun. I was working really hard. I was sort of the bottleneck to the business, and I kind of felt pretty capped. And when we went in the RV that year in the RV, I hardly worked like the whole year. And that's when I went virtual. And I was still in Detroit, but I just wasn't there anymore. And I realized that I was in the way, and I made more money that year than any year previously. And I was in the RV away, like I left.
Yeah.
And it sort of forced me to figure out a lot of things that I hadn't figured out. And I never went back, and we never, then we started moving a lot at that point. Like every few years we'd move.
So what was your income level in 2012?
We did the RV. Yeah. I mean, I was making a couple million a year, I'd say. Yeah.
Flipping houses.
Flipping houses. Yeah. I was wholesaling and flipping. I was doing both.
Anything luxury at that point, or just little?
No, it was all
singles and doubles.
First time buyer. Yeah. It was all under 400, 500,000, everything. Yeah. It was just volume. I was just a volume guy at the time.
Well, I mean, if you can live with your family in an RV, you can live with your family in a giant mansion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be, but if you start with the mansion and go to the RV, it might be an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is funny. Our first RV trip we did was 30 days just to test the waters and see if we could do it. And it was a disaster. The RV was too small. Amory got pregnant, and she would throw up out the window, and her barf would be all along the side of the RV. And we stopped at a gas station. I'd squeegee it off with the squeegee at the gas station.
As like 50 grand's just getting wired into his account from his efforts.
Amazing.
So somebody was running your company while you're driving around for a month?
Yeah, it took me about 2 years to plan the trip, but I had to get people in place to make the decisions and run the projects and stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I was worried. I mean, the whole time I thought, I don't know if this is going to work. The whole thing might fall apart, but let's go. It's good.
He inspired me to go on the road for 7 months. That was the reason why we got on the road. I was texting him. That was 5 years ago. And I said, I'm getting on the road. And he was kind of coaching me through it and telling me what to do, what to watch out for, all that kind of stuff. And that's why we fell in love with just getting on the road. I mean, I was also lucky COVID came, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no better time than like right now to get on the road. And then I ended up becoming his neighbor in Montana. Gosh dang.
Yeah. So much has happened.
What a good life. By the way, guys, I didn't tell you this, but I invited a bunch of people backstage today because I thought, hey, what better way to commemorate and like celebrate our 5-year anniversary than bring some people up to ask some questions. So we've got like 12 people in the backstage. Awesome. Guys, if you want to come in the backstage and ask some questions, I'm going to put the link in the side chat. It's a StreamYard link. It takes a couple of steps to get into the backstage, but we've got some people. By the way, I will not call on you if you do not have your camera on. And we're going to go to Kevin Arietta and his wife. What up, Kevin?
What's up?
Would you consider that a mullet or what would you consider that?
Are you asking her or him?
Well, either way, we like it. Kevin, what's your wife's name?
Maryville.
Hi, I'm Maryville.
Hi, Maryville. I wish I bought a deal in Maryville today, actually. That's one of the best places to buy a deal in Arizona. So.
It sure is.
Maryville and Kevin, what do you got for us today? What kind of question? What do you got? How can we help you today? Your mic really sucks. You guys got to change your mic settings or something. It like cuts out for some reason, or maybe you're covering with your arm.
Better. Let me
kind of. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you that way.
Okay, good.
Okay, so the second you start talking, it mutes itself. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Is this on a phone or what?
It's a laptop.
Dude, your audio sucks. There's something going on weird there. Check your audio settings real fast. And I'll bring you back on here. Lemuel. Okay, bro. Tell me you are Mormon without telling me you're Mormon.
Not Mormon. I'm Christian.
Okay,
I'm Puerto Rican.
Lemuel, do you know how Mormon that name Lemuel is?
No, I know that it's in the Bible though.
Are you sure that your mom and dad didn't name you after some Mormon?
Well, if they did, they didn't tell me. So
okay. Lemuel, what do you got for us today, brother? How can we help you? You got Jerry Norton, Jamil Damji, and Brent Daniels all here to help you out.
Perfect. Yeah, no, thank you guys for pulling me in here. So quick question. So my question is, I went all into wholesaling. I sold insurance. I quit my job, went all in. I kind of picked some of the things that all you guys do on the videos. So, I mean, I applied it from YouTube. I got 3 on market deals. I noticed that I wasn't really getting much off them. I was getting maybe 5 to 10 grand for wholesale fees. So I got the money that I got from that and I went off market. I hired 2 VAs. I pulled some lists, put them on the dollar, have them cold calling, and I'm following up with the people that they say yes to. I guess my question is just tips on scaling. How can I scale properly? I'm kind of now getting used to my KPIs. Like,
are you making money yet with the whole VA pulling a list and having them do that?
So I literally just started. This is the first week that I quit my job like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and you were making money doing on markets. How many deals did you do that way?
3.
Okay,
nice.
Have you turned that off?
I'm still doing it. While they're doing the cold calling.
Okay.
I'm sending them my messages. I'm doing some calls.
Keep pushing that button, bro. Keep pushing that button because that's the first button that spit $1 out at you, right?
Yeah.
You don't stop pushing the button that pays you. So keep pushing that button. Now you got other buttons pushing. It's not about asking now how can I push more buttons faster? You got to make sure that the buttons you're pushing are actually going to spit dollars out at you before you worry about scale. Because at this point right now, you've got to make sure that you've got your VAs dialed in, that they're calling the right list, that your data provider is on point. There's things that you really need to make sure and validate. You've got to validate right now before you scale. You haven't gotten through validation, and I would validate for 6 months before you start adding anybody in there. What are your guys' thoughts of that?
Yeah, I think that there's really, 4 steps here, right? Mm. And it all is based on your budget. 0 to 2,000 is the first step, right? And that it sounds like that's kind of where you're at right now. Maybe you're spending a little bit more on the VAs, but then it goes 2 to 5,000, 5,000 to 10, and then 10,000 plus. Different marketing channels per. But you want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 6 months of reserves for each one of those channels that you have. All right. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to go into these VAs, and what does it cost you a month for your VAs?
So I have one is from the Philippines, and then I have another guy from Egypt. So they're getting paid about $5-6 an hour. I think I'm spending overall maybe $1,300. One is full time, another one's working part time.
Are you providing the dialer?
I am. I got Mojo Dollar, and then I'm pulling the list from PropStream.
He's probably in cost $2,500 a month right now for that whole operation.
About under $2,000. Yeah. So make sure that you have at least $6,000 sitting there, and at least if you can $12,000 sitting there, and squeeze as much out of that as you can. But again, It's not either or, it's and. You need to be doing that and making the calls yourself, brother. Keep doing what's making you money. And just know you're going to go through a lot of data if you have those people call, if you have 2 VAs calling all day, every day. So make sure you're giving them fresh lists. Only go through a list twice, or you're just going to be wasting your time.
Okay.
Don't go through it 3 times and 4 times and 5 times and 1,000,000 times. You're just wasting your money. Go through a list twice, get rid of it.
Jerry, you have anything to add to that, brother?
Yeah, I would add to that. The perfect wholesale business self-funds its own growth, right? So in other words, you generate revenue, you take that revenue and you reinvest as much of it as you can back into the business. The more of it you can put back into the business, obviously the faster you can grow. And where do you spend the money? I like to look at 3 different things. Education, maybe mentoring, coaching a community. That might be a good spot to reinvest. Definitely in tools. So making sure that you've got really good resources around you, and marketing, right? Marketing tools, coaching. Those are ways that you can skip to the front of the line, or you can cut out a lot of the mistakes. Not all of them. You still have to make your own mistakes, fall on your face, get back up, fall on your face, get back up. You can't skip that. That's the school of hard knocks. But what you want to be careful of, and I see this happen all the time, is wholesalers, they try to grow too fast or scale too fast, and they start bringing on overhead. They start bringing on team, and they're not ready yet, because until you're transacting at a high level, how are you training people to come into your organization when you yourself don't really have it down yet, right? And that's why Brent's saying stay on the phones. Like, the biggest mistake I see wholesalers make is they get off the phones before they're even good on the phones, and they're trying to grow a business, right? You want to get your 10,000 hours in. So build the team, build the business, have that vision, have that mindset. That's amazing. But be careful not to shoot yourself in the foot while you're climbing up the growth ladder, right? So be strategic, think it through. Wait till you're busting out of the seams in the basement or the garage before you go get an office. Like, don't make those mistakes. Don't make those bad choices. Go smart about everything.
Okay, perfect. And then just to kind of recap it, I know there's other people waiting. So then you guys think I should continue on with the VAs doing the cold calls, and I continue doing on market and following up with the people that say yes? Is that a good way to?
I would say yes, and here's why. You're early on, and so you need to be doing free and low cost marketing. Mm-hmm. Once you get to a place where you're now transacting at a high level, then graduate into the high intent, better marketing, which is going to get PPC, PPL, some of the maybe direct mail. Some of those channels are going to create inbound leads. Those are going to be a lot better because they're higher intent. You're going to have higher assignment fees, shorter cash conversion cycles, right? But those cost more. So everything's a trade-off. Right now you're doing the free and low cost, which are great, but you want to move into, you want to transition through your marketing channels appropriately, developmentally.
I want to throw something in. I want to throw a complete different piece of advice to you on top of it, like a cherry on top.
Okay.
Do exactly what these guys told you to do. But for me, if I could go back in my journey and do one thing different, it would have been to acquire assets way faster than, I wholesaled for 6 years, and I shouldn't have only wholesaled for 6 years. I should have been buying stuff. So for example, today I'm closing on a $2 million RV park that somebody else brought to me. And that somebody else did not have to fund the transaction. They don't have to manage the transaction. They don't have to, close on the transaction. I negotiated the final parts of the transaction. And the guy who, hi babe. The guy who brought the deal to me, his name's Brandon. Look right here. Say hi Jamil. Hi Jerry. Hi Brent.
Hi Monday.
Say I did skateboarding today.
I miss you Monday.
Say hi. Blow Jerry a kiss right here. Blow him a kiss.
What a cutie.
So the guy who brought that deal to me, he did all he did. It wasn't even contracted. He literally brought me a lead. So when Jerry says go collaborate with higher level people, he is so freaking right about that, dude. Like, the guy who brought me this lead, I finalized the negotiation. I go get the money. I close the deal. I manage the asset. I run the books. He learns. and he got 20% of the asset, he'll get a check every single month for $5,200 a month. Like, I should have been thinking that way faster, way sooner.
So are you saying participate, he wholesale, but work with people like yourself who will let him remain in a deal so that he can start owning assets?
Yes, I call it the wedge method. So you find people in, Jamil and I have something called Owners Club. You find people in Owners Club. They're all over the country. We have about 400 of them. They will let you bring leads to them, and they will help you close those bigger deals, apartment buildings, self-storage, whatever. They know what the hell they're doing. They know how to finance things. You bring them an opportunity, they'll let you wedge in on equity. And I look back.
I got a great example, Pace. I have a student who does exactly what you're saying. What he does is he does luxury development lots. So he'll go and he'll structure a desirable lot, like $1 million plus lot, and he'll do it on seller finance. And then he'll go to the builder and he'll say, hey, I got this lot on terms. We got the money, the PML for the down payment or whatever. Here we have this. We want to JV with you on this project, but we don't want an assignment fee. We want to stay in the deal. And we'll bring you our lot as collateral that we have on seller financing. So now the builder's like, okay, great. I don't have to come up with $1 million cash. These guys have the lot already, and they just want some action on the back end, and they're willing to wait. So I don't have to come out of pocket with cash to pay the wholesaler. And so they're patient and they sit in the deal and they get equity in the deal at the end. So it's very similar to what you're saying. They bring the value in the form of the opportunity. They do the work to structure this favorably for the builder. And now the builder's able to do a deal where he didn't have to fund the lot. Same idea.
Yeah. So I call it the wedge method. I've been training on it really heavily the last 6 months or so. I did it with a TTP student 5.5 years ago, where he brought me in a mobile home park, and he's like, the guy wants too much money. I go, give me the lead. I'll cut you in on the deal. The guy's name is Steve, and he owns 10% of an RV park that makes 20 grand a month. Cool. He didn't have to come up with any money. I actually paid him up front, and he got 10%. So I'm not saying do them at the same time. Here's the reality about wholesale. Wholesale is not a 10-hour-a-day business. It's not an 8-hour-a-day business. It's maybe a 4-hour-a-day business if you have good systems and processes. Your team, your VA should only be setting appointments for you during a certain time block. You shouldn't be just taking leads. Like when they're cold calling, these people aren't calling you. If these people were calling you and you were spending money on PPL or PPC, you pick up that phone whenever that phone freaking rings. That's a very different type of lead. The lead you currently have right now is you're doing outbound, and your team is calling them before you call them back. So what you should be doing is having your VAs set appointments or set a time frame that makes sense for you. So half your day, you don't do any wholesaling. None, zero, zilch. Have you ever tried to make a fire in the woods and you put way too much fire on the fire right in the very beginning and it just won't light? Welcome to wholesaling in the very beginning. I see so many brand new wholesalers just won't do the small things consistently. And what they do is they smother the fire. What more could I do? I'm like, bro, simplify to amplify. So what I would do is I would limit on your calendar how much time you're willing to put into your wholesale business every day. I'd say 4 hours max. And if you can't fit a solo operation in 4 hours a day, it means you're inefficient. That's it. You only do your follow-up. You only do your calls during those 4 hours. The rest of the time, you're either learning, you're networking, or you're doing another strategy. And if I were you, and if I could jump back into a time machine, I would have done the wedge method half the day, looking for big assets while I work in the afternoon, okay, like 3 to 7 on my wholesale business. That was the prime time for me in my wholesale business, was always 3 to 7, okay? It's not 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. And when people are wholesalers full time, they're sitting there working and answering emails and tinkering around, and they're on YouTube in the morning, but they ain't doing shit in the morning in their actual business. So what I would tell you is use your morning time to learn how to go find self-storage, RV parks, mobile home parks, and bring them to people that are trained on the wedge method. People like, DM me and I'll give you a list of Owners Club members. Get one asset under your belt, and you will get very, very, very quickly. You'll go, wait, hold on a second. I could bring one big asset, not have to qualify for it, not have to manage it, not have to have the systems and processes to run it. But because I brought that opportunity, Jerry said the same thing. I get a check every freaking month. That's the size of a wholesale deal. What would you rather do? Chase wholesale deals every single minute, every single day, or start building half your day should be focused on that type of strategy, and the other half should be trying to make your solo operation run in less than 4 hours a day? I would be really hard pressed to find a wholesaler that actually, when you take all their time and their energy, is spending more than 4 hours a day on their business. It's almost impossible.
Like actually truly spending that much time. I mean, if you think about it, Pace, what we were able to accomplish in 3 hours every day that we were doing what we were doing and taking turns and breaking down the calls, how much was generated on those? I don't know. We each had like 4 or 5 calls a day, but how much business got generated from just that? You really can do a lot with a concentrated effort. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You got Ingrid Hernandez in the side chat saying, hey, I'm in Owners Club. I have 2 big buyers looking for multifamily stuff. So Land Contract Mike says, that wedge method just finally hit home for me. Guys, wholesaling will stay in your life forever. When you're in real estate, it is the greatest business. But don't smother your wholesale business thinking you need to be going full-time into wholesale. I see a lot of people quit their job. Guys, you can be a successful wholesaler with 45 minutes to an hour a day of doing this business, truly. And I want to show you guys, we built one relationship in this little challenge we did last week. Not only did we already buy a deal, Jamil and I just bought a deal that we'll make $80,000 on it. But we just got another deal. So check it out. This is literally at 3:33 p.m. Let me do a little screen share for you guys so you guys can see, like, man alive, I can do this business. And what will happen? I mean, Jamil and Jerry have talked about this for years. Check this out. Heidi on my team is communicating right here with a gal named Natalie. She just sent us a second deal.
Boom.
In less than a week. Okay. Now, right below here, you can't see it, but right below here, my team is saying, yes, we want the deal. Guys, that was one call with an agent, and they just keep sending us deals. This agent specifically buys houses on the auction. They close them cash, and then they resell them to fix and flippers. The other thing too is I look at fixing and flipping. I know I'm throwing things all over the place, but the reality is everybody is listening. You got to discern. You got to make a decision of what makes sense for you. Guys, you also can flip 2 houses in a year and make more than most wholesalers do. Like, truly. If you do two fix and flips, you make $50,000 each. It's a part-time side hustle. You partner with somebody that knows what they're doing. You bring the deals to them. Most wholesalers make about $100,000 a year, maybe $80,000 to $120,000. There's the top 20% that are making $300,000 to $500,000 a year, or even more. The top 1% are making a couple million. But you look at this and you're like, well, do I really want to run a big full-fledged wholesale business with 12 people on my team? You got to make a decision of what makes sense for you. And that's a tough thing. Shakespeare says, know thyself. So a lot of getting around other successful people, hanging out with more successful people, like Jerry said, mentorships, masterminds, all that kind of stuff will absolutely change your life. Let's see if we can get these two up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You can hear me now, I guess. Is
How
that
about
what
let's try it. Go ahead and ask your question. Let's try it. It's pretty hard.
Okay. All right. So I found a potential deal down the street from my house. My wife spoke to the owner earlier. Oh, can you hear you? You speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
hear you.
Okay, she's got to take it. All right, go.
Okay, so we found a potential lead down the street from our house. I had actually been trying to speak to the owner, and I kind of like searched him up on Facebook and everything, but I finally saw him today.
Okay, your guys' audio is really bad. I'm so sorry. We had to pull you. I'm so sorry.
I don't even know how that happens.
I think he's got the headphone in his ear, and that's picking up some. It's like probably picking up the mic.
Yeah,
bro, take that thing out of your ear and just go straight through the computer and see if that works.
We got Steven Hernandez here. What's up, Steven Hernandez? How you doing, brother?
Man. You're muted.
Steven, you're muted too. We can't hear you. You got to unmute or change your audio settings.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Victor Lamont. Victor, what up?
What's up,
Hi,
dog?
what's going on with y'all? How y'all doing today?
Dude, Victor, he freaking got
He's got
the
it in.
audio on point.
On
Look, y'all,
point.
these headphones.
On
These are the
point.
best headphones
that-
ever. I
that-
tell everybody about them.
That's
That
so good. What do you
do-rag
got
is
for us,
on
Victor?
point too, dog. That thing
Oh,
is
you
that
like
thing is
it?
legit.
Yo, stop. All right. Look, first of all, thanks for bringing me on. I might be the newest person to be introduced into wholesaling on this whole panel. So my neighbor Jamil gave me your book to start off with, right? So I'm reading that right now, and I guess I guess I just don't have a sound understanding, right? So I'm gonna give you a little bit of background about me. I'm a college student right now. I work at a restaurant only one day a week. That's on Saturday.
What city do you live in?
I live in Philly. I'm from Philly.
Okay, love it. Jamil and I were just in Philly. Too bad we missed you, but okay, keep going. By the way, what kind of food do you serve?
Just American cuisine. I work with a chain, not a chain, but I guess a conglomerate now. She owns 5 restaurants. I work at whichever one she needs me to work at that day. That's how it goes.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of income. It's only what I make there and what I do for my church, what they pay me for, right? So I'm trying to figure out how to get into this in the first place and how to because I can't give any earnest money down for anyone. Basically, I just don't have that. I was going to partner with a neighbor of mine, the one who gave me this book, but he's a grown man. He has a family. He's busy. So
hey,
I told him,
Victor,
yes.
There's a lot of people in the side chat that are trained. They're trained specifically to give you earnest money. So tell everybody your cell phone number so they can become friends with you, because they'll hook you up with EMD money. You don't have to worry about that.
That's crazy. 215.
Right, Kevin says, I got you on the EMD, bro.
That's crazy. Okay. 215-510-5867. Once again, 215-510-5867. Right. So that's my number. That's my personal line. Reach out to me. If you can, I'll be very grateful. And I'm still learning. So I just want everybody to understand I am still learning. But I believe that a lot of you speak about how many hours it takes in a day. It will take to be successful. And I'm so stacked. I'm looking for something that can be long-term and help me to develop finances later on in my life, so I can take care of my family and such as well. So I'm 27.
27 years old.
Yeah, I'm 27.
This is what I'm gonna do. Send me a DM on Instagram, and I'm gonna do a one-on-one with you, and I'm gonna get you situated so that you've got.
No, he won't even do a one-on-one with me. That's such BS, dude.
I'm sorry, Pace, but I mean, this guy's trying. Look, he's in his closet. He's got his computer here. He's got it. He's like trying. He works at his church, bro. The guy's going to college. He got a book from his neighbor. It just happens to be mine. And the guy read it. It's like tattered as AF.
Yeah, it's all dog-eared, man. That thing's been.
I got it highlighted, underlined. Yeah, I'm trying.
There's something's telling me I got to help this guy. So send me a DM and I got you, bro.
I appreciate it so much, man. Actually, I'll send you a DM on Instagram. I believe I do follow you. Victor's Views. Let me find my phone. It's somewhere in here. I'm in my room. I built this shelf because I do like fashion stuff, and I had to like put stuff up. That's not important. I'm sorry. I don't want to hold up time for anyone else.
It's important. We want to know the back history. That kind of stuff makes it all a lot more fun.
Yeah, I thought you were just sitting on the floor of your closet right now. Was that was a better visual for me?
I built it out of like pipes.
That's neat, dude.
Yeah, so
you got this, bro. You got this. You've got this.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna send you a DM. I would love to talk to you and really just drive this home for me and get understanding so I can get started on this, because I'm ready. I'm hungry for it. And I need to change my situation badly. That's where I'm at in my life right now, and I want to do so in a way that it becomes concrete and creates a foundation for longevity for me and my family. And so I can take care of my girl. Like, let me stop playing. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you know how it is. So, and we have a beautiful family piece. I saw it was really
Jerry's
nice to
got
see.
10, bro. He knows how it is. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I text him for tips like all the time.
That's what we call OD, Jerry. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, Pace texted me the other day asking for advice on 15-passenger vans, and I gave him like an entire
I wish he was joking. He's not. I literally, the one person you reach out to when you're buying a 15-passenger van is that guy right there.
That's ridiculous.
So what,
Hey, Victor,
what did you come up with, Pacer? Is it a Sprinter? Is that the move?
we are buying a Sprinter, even though I just had a Transit and I love the Transit. I just got a really decked out one for a great price on seller finance. And so it's the biggest Mercedes Sprinter with like all the options. And we're going to beat the crap out of it up in Montana. It's going to be great.
Does it have the AC? Does it have the AC on the roof?
It does have the AC on the roof.
That's cool. That's
Why?
cool.
That's the problem I didn't like about the Transit. The AC is not strong enough.
I know,
but then your clearance gets problematic when it's on the roof.
Oh, bro, that clearance on the Transit, I couldn't go into any driveway, even without the AC. I couldn't go anywhere with that thing. It was so big. It was like
fun story. When I went to Burning Man, I learned about ACs being on the roof of RVs, and it wasn't on the roof of the RV after
I've done that too.
Hey, Victor, listen, Victor, you are one conversation away, one quality conversation away from a $10, $15, $20, $30,000 opportunity, right? So as you're getting started, just remember, like, use all that courage, be really brave, and talk to people every single day. Have conversations, make offers, either to agents that are representing people or the owners themselves. Okay. That's how you start building up momentum. That's how you start getting a taller posture and feeling really strong in this business. And don't let doubt, distraction, or disappointment screw with you. All right. Watch those 3Ds as you're starting to build momentum. Find people that own ugly houses or in ugly situations, and you cannot lose. It is undefeated, bro. All right. So that is what you need to focus on 100%, and make sure you understand the laws in Philly. I think you have to register if you're going to assign deals in Philly. Jerry, you want to give them a little background there?
Yeah, you just have to register as a wholesaler. They probably charge you a fee or whatever. So when you get going, make sure you do that.
Yeah. But I think that's not until your second assignment.
Sure.
So what I would do right out the gate is, let's get your first deal done, get a proof of concept, and then go get your license.
And Victor, you have to find people that are around you that are doing this business. You have to surround yourself. The environment matters. Your tribe matters. Your community matters. All of that really, really matters, because you're going to go talk to people that you work with, people that you grew up with, people that you know, and your family, your friends. You're going to be so excited. You're going to have stars in your eyes about this, and their eyes are going to just gloss over because they're going to have no idea what you're talking about. So find people in the side chat.
Victor, send me a DM as well. I want to connect you with 2 of my students in Philly that are killing it, and they'll put you to work. You can follow up on their leads. You can go on appointment with them. They'll let you shadow them and learn from them, and they're awesome.
Okay.
And they're right in Philly.
I've got
Thank you so much.
Same here. Same invitation here if you want it.
Victor, check this out. So this weekend, Jamil and I helped these 2 people get their first deals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So same day I went to this house. Both of these houses were flipping. This one we're making 80 grand on. This one we're making 100 grand on. And both of these people got their first deals that same day, which was Saturday. That was literally 2 days ago. This training right here, this little link, I'm gonna copy this link, and I'm gonna put this link in the side chat for everybody to watch. Victor, I want you to watch that training. It's a training actually Jamil and I built on our whiteboard in our office. This little training right here, I just put it in the side chat. Go watch it before you do the one-on-one with Jamil, so you're a little bit more prepared. Okay.
Thank you, Pace.
Okay.
It'll save you, like, the worst thing you want to do. Like, I'm telling you, people would pay. I've been around Jamil for 8, 9, 10 years. People will offer 25 grand or 50 grand to spend a day with Jamil. An hour of this man's time, somebody would gladly pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for. I want to make sure you're prepared before you go there. Jamil and I it's a 45-minute training that shows you exactly how these people got their first deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do not be ill prepared before you go meet with this man. Okay.
Of course, preparation is key. There's you sent it to this side chat or the one on YouTube?
It's on this. It's in the side chat on all of our YouTube channels: Jerry's, mine, Brent's, and Jamil's. So whatever YouTube channel you're on, it's in the side chat.
I see it.
Yeah, you see it.
Now, and the very last thing is, so currently I do live, I'm born and raised in Philly, just moved to Jersey. And so I'm in Jersey now. So I'm trying to figure out if I should do what I'm doing in Philly, because I go to school in Philly. And so during the day, I'm in Philly already. So, and like, you know, I just come back to Jersey at night just to go to sleep, wake up, and I'm in Philly the rest of the day. So I'm trying to figure out if
this training that Jamil and I just put together. Jamil, you remember the 45-minute video we made?
100%.
Okay, that 45-minute video, you can do exactly what Jamil and I lay out on that video, from anywhere to anywhere. You could do it in a closet or in front of a shelf in front of your fashion. It does not matter. You could do it in your car. Okay. All four of us have had literal homeless people learn from us and do these types of steps in their car from their busted cell phone and get a deal. Just follow those instructions and then get on a one-on-one with Jamil.
And it doesn't matter if it's Philly or Jersey, bro. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Keep it simple and doubt, discourage, disappointment. Watch out for those 3 Ds.
That's right.
That's right.
I heard you. Thank you so much, everyone. It's really a pleasure. Really.
Bro, you're going to go so far in life. By the time you're all of our old ass ages, you're going to be a billionaire. Don't even worry about it.
You might even and you're going to drop out of college. It's my prediction.
Yeah, you're going to be a college dropout, kid. All right, let's talk to Keith Warren. He's drinking goat's milk or something. What are you drinking?
Keith Warren, my boy.
Yo, what's up, Jerry?
What up?
It's a coconut milk paste.
Get yourself some coconut oil. You might get 10 kids like Jerry.
Uh-oh. No, I got a question for the panel.
You know about
I want to
coconut
see
oil, bro?
what your feedback is on this one. So, if you was 23, what would you do differently and why?
If I was 23, knowing what I know now, what would I do different?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to sound very self-serving because all four of us have communities, but the number one thing I would do is I would get away from literally every time I've made money and I've had a bump in my income, it's because of the people I upgraded myself around. Nothing more. It's not a book. It's not a tweet I read. It's not a YouTube video I watched. It was literally because of the people I hung out with. That was it. Every time I could tell you every plateau I had. When I was first jumping into real estate, it was Jamil that like elevated me. Then I hired Brent as a coach. Boom, elevated me. Then I sought out Jerry and I was like, that guy, I need that guy not only to be one of my best friends, I need his wife to be my wife's like bestie. And literally be getting around these guys has elevated me. And then there's other relationships we all have outside of us as well. But in my 20s, I had the dog eat dog mentality of let me go work harder, type of thing. And it's the weirdest thing. You can't be convinced of it until you actually have it happen in your life. But the quality of your conversations are just dependent on the quality of the people you hang out with that ask those different questions. And so in my 20s at 23, I would have very, very quickly created two different lives for myself. Okay. The life that pays my bills and then the life that builds my dreams. And I was here's what I did in my 20s. I worked my guts out from, 6 o'clock in the morning until usually 8 o'clock at night. So about 14-hour days. And I was doing construction because I was like, I'll work all day long and I'll make extra money and I'll do more jobs. I should have limited that. I should have done like 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. And then done 2 to 6, I should have worked on real estate. And I didn't do that. Why? The number one reason why I didn't do that is because I had no friends in real estate. No, and when I was 20, by the way, we didn't have the access to the internet that you have now. ChatGPT ain't going to do shiz for you. None of these things are going to do anything for you. It's physical, surrounding yourself with other people physically. So I would get into a meetup group. I would get around people in what town are you in?
Asheville.
Okay, you're in Asheville, North Carolina. I would get around Subto students, Gator students. I would get around those people, go to those meetups and go, what are you doing? Can I go on appointments with you? If I did that in the afternoons, I would have become a millionaire by the time I was 24. No, there's no doubt in my mind. What about you, three boys? What would you have done different?
Jerry?
I would say, Keith, one of the biggest lessons I've learned, and I've talked to you about this, is it's just as much work to do a little deal as a big deal, except the big deals make 10 times more. Becoming the best at what you do The market rewards you tremendously. Being number one, you get 10 times more reward than being number 10, and you get 100 times more reward than being number 100. Like, become the master and the very best at what you're doing in your local market. Become a market expert. Dominate that niche, right? Find the pond you want to swim in and become the best at that, because you will be tremendously rewarded for that. Being average, you get average results, and it's a lot of work to get average. It's not that much more to become really, really good at something. And this isn't an hours thing, right? Like that's one of the biggest things I learned was it's not necessarily like I got to work more hours to become better. It's more about, how do I do smarter decisions? How do I do better deals? How do I have better margins? And I transacted at skinny margins for so many years, and I just worked so hard to get like the result I was trying to get. And then I learned that I could get to that same result in one deal. One deal could get that same revenue that 100 deals used to get. And it took me a long time. I wish more than anything I would have learned. This wasn't something that I learned till I don't know, 5-8 years ago at a higher level, that doing the bigger deals are easier than the little deals. Why am I chasing after these tiny little skinny deals when I could do the same thing I already know how to do and apply that to bigger deals, and everything gets elevated? My revenue gets elevated, which means every other area of my life if I choose, can also get elevated if I use that to propel me into those other areas.
Margin over volume, I agree.
Oh, mine's good for the end.
Okay. 23 years old. I wouldn't get a business partner right away. I wouldn't. I would probably find somebody that I could work for, to be honest. Although I'm not one to get a job, I would find somebody that I could apprentice under and really see what the real nitty gritty is. You know what I mean? Because
he's doing that right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's working on a team.
I would really protect the things that I put into my brain from an entertainment standpoint. Because I think that it can, at 23, your brain still has some growing to do till about 25, 27. And a lot of that can get influenced by nonsense. So I'd be really, really, really protective of that. I was just kind of a knucklehead running out there, just having as much fun as possible. So I'd watch that. And I would establish long-term relationships with people that don't mind putting in the work. Don't mind going through struggle. Don't mind, showing up every single day and really going through that hustle season. It's not a lifestyle, but it is a season. And going through that season and bonding with people going through that season, not going and getting a business partner with them, but actually just like being around them. That's what I would suggest. And just really guard what you're putting into your brain, because it's going to establish a lot of the ways that you think and a lot of the patterns that you think and a lot of the habits that you set up early on.
All right. So what I would do differently if I was able to at 23, nothing. I love my life. Every mistake I've made, everything that was great, everything that was bad got me right to this point today. And so I wouldn't do a thing, but I'm going to give you a piece of advice that I wish somebody had given me at 23, because it would have accelerated me. It's all energy, bro. Mm-hmm. Everything is energy.
I love
and
that.
Everything that you're seeing out there is a reflection of your energy. So if you've got bad energy, you're going to have a bad life. If you got good energy, good things are going to find you.
I like that. Being high energy all the time. That's the only thing you can do, man. I really love that.
I mean, if you're learning from Jerry, you're about 20 years ahead of all of us, just FYI.
I am learning from Jerry. I love Jerry. He's been super helpful. Just get on here every Monday with you guys. You guys have been real consistent. I love it, man. This is my entertainment, Brent, right here. I'm not getting into knucklehead stuff, thankfully. So
how many kids do you have? If you're learning from Jerry, you should have 3 or 4 by now.
I got 0. I'm behind the curve, guys.
He's still drinking milk, Pace.
Yeah. I'm fresh off.
All right, we got time for a couple more questions. Let's get to it. I'd love to chat with a gal, but we don't have any gals in the backstage today. Let me see if I can do some invites. Any girls in the show I'm going to put the side chat up here. Rebecca, I see you in there. The link to the side chat has just been dropped. So you guys can come on here, come in the backstage. How would you approach the Denver market? Probably the same way you would approach any market, with the phone. Howard Wildy, what up, bro? What do you got for us today, Howard?
Hey guys, I just had a quick question. Jerry, on one of your videos in the past, you said that about using a buyer's money to pay the seller instead of doing transactional funding. So we do have a lender lined up. I think he's a Subto member. His name's Abraham. But before we went down that route, I wanted to see if I was able to use the buyer's money instead of doing it that way. What's your thoughts on that? Because I've been getting.
Okay, so you're talking about a double closing in escrow is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Howard, your biggest issue is going to be coming from the title company, the escrow officer, or the closing attorney that's handling the transaction. Most of them are not doing that anymore. That is starting to go away. You would need to ask them if they would be willing to do that. And if they got audited, they could get in trouble. So a lot of them are going away with that, but it still does happen. I bet you'd be able to find a title company or closing attorney that would be willing to do that still in every state. What do you say, Jerry?
What I think is it's a relationship thing. So after you've transacted, 50 deals with the same title company and you talk to them about it, they'll probably do it. That's how I've gotten it done, is really good relationship with title. But it's not really technically by the book, because what you're doing is everybody's signing and they're taking the cash buyer's funds to fund the first closing, even though there's two closings, right? So it's by the way, that's common and normal in commercial. That happens almost every time in commercial. There's no issues there. It's a residential thing where it's a little tougher, but it can be done still. I just, you're going to need to have a title company that's on board with it.
What market are you in?
Florida.
All right. And have you already opened escrow and selected, like, are you under contract, opened escrow with a title company?
Oh yeah.
So so changing title companies at this point is not going to work. Mm-hmm. So here's your plan of action. Tomorrow morning, you call your title company and say, will you guys do pass-through funding or a double escrow? If they say yes, then say, okay, I'd like to switch this to a double. If they say no, move forward with Abraham.
Okay. Cool.
I think you should, if you really want my advice, it's going to cost you the same. Double escrow is going to cost you the same as using transactional funding with Abraham, because they both cost money. Double escrows cost money. If I'm you, do you have a relationship with Abraham?
No. Nathan Harris brought him to me.
I would use him. I would, even if it cost me a couple $100 more, I would close with Abraham to establish a relationship with that guy, because the dude's got $100 million or more. He does all kinds of deals. He's one of the best guys out there. I would way rather, for me, if I'm you, I'd way rather use that relationship, do that deal with him, establish a connection, and then, because it's saving a couple bucks to not have a deal with Abraham. In my opinion, I think that's not good thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that entirely. I mean, you've got all those fundings I'm participating in. I think Jamil, you're participating in some of those with Abraham as well.
Correct. Yep.
I've got a couple $1 million with where Abraham and I have tied our money together. If you guys ever need that kind of stuff, email money@pacemorby.com. We will cover your EMD. We'll take care of your transactional lending. And this goes back into the previous question, which was, if you were 23, what would you have done different? Here's what I would have done completely different as well, is I would have stopped counting every mother freaking dollar, and I would have been counting my relationships that I'm building. And what Jamil just laid out is, do I want to save $500 on my one deal, or do I want to go build a $5 million relationship with a guy who is doing this kind of lending? It's such a great strategy and a tip. But the problem is, when you're young and you're just starting out in wholesale, you can't see past your nose. And so you don't really realize this stuff until much later. But you guys asked for the advice. That is the true advice.
And here's why. I mean, think about it. You're going to run into a situation where the seller needs to close in 5 days or something like that. And imagine if you have a relationship with Abraham where you can call him and say, hey, I got this deal that needs funded in 5 days. And he's like, I got you. You've invested in me. I'm invested in you. And that's how relationships work. And money, especially, like, you want to be able to have money resources where you can pick up the phone. Any one of us here, the four of us, I can pick up the phone with whatever deal size I've got, and I know somebody to call that can fund that deal for me because I've invested in those relationships with money. And if you don't have them, you got to build those. You got to make those relationships.
Okay, LaToya.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? We finally got a girl on here. All these knucklehead dudes don't know what they're talking about. Show us you know a thing or two about real estate. What do you got for us?
I'm gonna have to be honest with you, man. I'm one of those people that's been following you for years and just finally started taking action.
Hey, that's cool. You've been going through stuff, mindset stuff, whatever, personal things, whatever. We're glad you're here today. Any questions? What can we help you with today?
I have been having my eye on a conglomerate of properties. It's I think it's 16 units. There's like 2 or 6 units that are 2-bedroom and 9 that are.
Okay. Have you talked to the seller or the agent yet?
I have not, but it's been on the market for a long time, like over a year. It's
okay. Cool. It's overpriced. It's not an opportunity. And so you need to move your eyes to something else. Call the agent, talk to him. But anything that's been sitting on the market for a year, that tells you you've got a crazy seller who doesn't understand that they need to maneuver on price because they're overpriced right now. Okay. And so like anything over 6 months, honestly, anything over like 100 days that's sitting on the market without a price reduction or not being sold or canceled, that tells you that you've got a lunatic. And that a year on the market, this guy hasn't made an adjustment in price. That's not an opportunity. Okay. And so what I would do if I'm you is I would go look for opportunities. Go look for opportunities. Opportunities are where price and convenience are, or where these sellers have traded price for convenience. That's what you want to do. This isn't a deal. That's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think you should call the agent now. Just call him up right now.
Let me call him. Give me the phone number. I'll call him right now.
Okay. Let me.
Or give Jerry the address, and Jerry will pull it up on PropWire. We'll call him.
Well, I want LaToya to make a call.
Is this? You said this was multifamily? What'd you say it was?
It is. Multifamily units.
And where'd you see this at?
I found it on Zillow.
Okay.
Okay, so LaToya, can I teach you and everybody else on here a very valuable lesson?
Yes.
If you guys find yourself scrolling through Zillow, just looking at properties, that is called mental masturbation. You are tricking yourself into believing you're doing something, and you're not. The best thing to do is pick up the phone and call them. Look at Brent Daniels' t-shirt. It says TTP, okay? Talk to people. Okay.
You got it. You got it, Toya.
Delete every spreadsheet you have on your computer. Get rid of every stupid software that comps and underwrites things.
Yep. Get rid of it.
And freaking pick up the phone and build a relationship all day long. The number one thing you need to comp a property is somebody like Jamil or an Astro student. You don't need that to pick up the phone right out of the gate.
No.
Okay. You need to pick up the phone. And here's what's going to happen. Every assumption you make about this property will change the second this agent opens up their mouth. Everything will change. So it's kind of like, LaToya, have you ever made cookies before?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you make cookies ever in your life without baking soda, butter, or sugar?
That's a funny story. That's real funny that you say that, because my grandmother had me make chocolate chip cookies one time. And, everybody knows old school Black grandmothers that there's no a fourth cup of this, it's a pinch of this, a dab of that. And that's how you do it. So that's how she gave me the recipe.
I love it.
She left out the baking soda. So I ended up with chocolate chip biscuits. And she laughed and she cried. And I never cooked chocolate chip cookies again. So
chocolate chip biscuits.
Well, basically what you're doing right now is not picking up the phone and talking to the agent is exactly what you did right there with the cookies. You're missing the most important ingredient, and in my opinion, really the only ingredient you need is a 3-minute conversation with that agent. I'd love to talk to him, but we got 20 more minutes to see if I can get a hold of him.
It says the listing provided is Kevin Foster,
Okay. What? Give Jerry the address. He'll pull it up. He knows how to do things. He's done calls before.
It doesn't have an address. It just says Cambridge Meadows Drive. Doesn't give us.
What's his phone number?
816.
Okay.
835.
Hold on. I'm going to call him up. What's the number again?
816-835-1791.
Okay. And this is in what city?
Belton, Missouri.
Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
You said Belton?
Yes.
Belton, Missouri, Pace.
Okay.
The show me state.
Okay, cool. And his name's what?
Kevin.
Cool.
What's the price point? What's the asking price?
Your call has been forwarded to
2.5.
If you haven't called twice, you haven't called once. Always call twice, guys. By the way, Missouri's probably it's 8 o'clock now. I'm a piece of shiz.
7-Eleven.
Your call has been forwarded to
Okay, so I'll call twice. And by the way, just the style I have for anybody that's paying attention, I prefer to know nothing about the property. I don't want the address. I don't want the price. I want nothing. My personality is
don't get your text base. I just texted it to you.
I can confirm this.
I want nothing because what I've learned from Jamil and I've learned from Jerry, I've really taken it to and like mixed my own little baking soda on it. Building the relationship with the agent is where the money's made. It's interesting that where we go call agents on these long days on market, the last 15 deals that we've done, one of them was actually the house we called about. The other 14 were not. So we're going to call the agent. We're going to develop a relationship. And we're going to maybe the 16 unit. Guys, the house you're calling about is the excuse to call the agent. It is not the reason you're calling the agent. It's the excuse. And then you call the agent and go, what else are you working on? What kind of listings you got? Okay, that's cool. How else are you guys making money? Cool. And what's happening is, LaToya, you're robbing yourself from a relationship with somebody because you're afraid to call them.
Pace, real quick. Explain excuse and reason just so that everybody gets this. This is really, really great.
Okay, so people marry this whole thing of like, I got to know everything about the house and I'm going to start talking about. Jamil, you and I made probably 30 calls together last week. You watched me make calls. Did you hear me one time ask about windows, roof, hot water heater, or anything?
No.
Condition of house?
You did not talk about condition one time. In fact, I don't even think you got into the details of the properties at all. It had nothing to do with the homes. He was talking about what's going on with all the people.
I asked people what they had for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what'd you have for lunch? It's so much more fun that way. And so the house, you're not calling about the house. You're calling to build a relationship. And the house is an excuse to call an agent that is actually active. So what's cool about these houses is they're active on the market. So we know they're trying to sell, which means that these agents are at least credible enough to have one listing. And if you understand that 74% of real estate agents last year did not sell a single home, that means that the agent who has a listing is in the top 26% of the people in the market. That gives me an excuse to call and build a relationship with the top 26% of agents. That is the reason why we just pick up the phone. I don't know the address. I don't know the price. I don't know any days on market. I do not care about any of that stuff. And a newbie that watches me do this will go, wait, why is he not talking about the house? Because most of the houses I buy from agents have nothing to do with the house I called about. It's always the other houses. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, here's what you do. You call up Kevin and you say, hey, I'm looking at this property here. Clearly it's overpriced. It's been on the market for 965 days. That's like 2022, you know, but do you get properties like this very often? I'm an investor. I'm all cash, blah, blah, blah. You got anything I can look at right now? That's it. So then now they're talking about some other deal. And there you go. You just made a relationship.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about this. Just pick up the phone and talk to people. You don't have to overthink any of this.
Okay.
Or remember, paste that. It's never about the deal in hand. It's always about the relationship. We call about a deal, but that's just the reason why we're calling. And by the way, when you text them, I just texted this guy and you say, hey, I'm interested in making an all cash offer on your listing on blah, blah, blah. They're going to call you back. That's how you get them to call you back. And then when you call you back, you're like, well, yeah, I mean, my offer is going to be half of what you're listed at, but you know, what else you got going? Yeah. Well, now he's got 2 texts. So he's probably thinking, wow, I haven't had this much action in 965 days.
This is all you have to say to people right here. Hey, looking at the 16-plex, wanting to call and chat about it. Pace. Right?
Here's what I put.
What I find is that,
Hey, we should just all text him.
Everybody from the show text him.
All 600 people. Let's get on. Let's give Kevin the present of his dreams tomorrow. He's gonna wake up and be like, "Oh my God."
See, Pace, I
knew it. I knew if I just waited long enough.
Pace, see what I would do with a guy like this is I would mess with this guy hard. I would be like, what is going on, dude? 965 days on the market. What is going on? Like I'd call him out on it, you know?
Yeah. And here's the thing about Jerry. I listen to all his calls. He's one of my favorite closers. Brent's one of my favorite closers in the industry. Jerry's, Jamil is too. Ingrid, we got to go toe to toe with Ingrid. Like Ingrid goes toe to toe with me with closing.
She's so good.
And here's the cool thing. Nobody does the same thing on the phone because everybody has a different style. If all 4 of us asked a girl on a date, we're going to take that girl to a different restaurant. All 4 of us are going to take her to a different restaurant. So it's the same. I know it's a weird analogy, but just to let you know, we all just let our own personality out.
Y'all take her out. I'd cook for her.
Okay, cool. That's cool too. See what I'm saying? Like you got to put your own thing on there. Ooh, look at that, bro. Kyle Cargus, he's freaking awesome too. I want to go toe to toe to him. He's a good closer. So everybody, herb smoker says, I'm usually an underthinker. I love that. Good. So, Latoya, here's the thing. You got to make, if you're doing on market, long days on market calls, and you've got somebody that's experienced sitting next to you while you're making these calls, you will not be able to make 30 calls and not get a deal. I want you to write that down. Okay. This is why Jamil and I have been doing this fun challenge every month. It's called the No One Left Behind Challenge. And we've been putting new people on our team where all they do is set appointments for us and we close the deals. We closed 5 or 6 contracts that week, and collectively we made 90 calls, maybe between me, Ingrid, and Jamil. So over 1 contract every 30 calls that we make. Now, what's cool about it is you get a pillar in your business, which is an agent relationship. Jamil has a lot of these pillars in his relationships. I'd say one of them, strongest one would be Monique Walker, would be a pillar in his relationship that just keeps performing over and over and over and holds his entire business up. It's like a big old, pillar. We got multiple pillars that last week. Okay.
Yep.
So this business is so fun, but you got to get out of your.
How about we do this? You're in Belton, Missouri, right?
Yes.
Write this down. 416 Sagebrush Lane.
This
is a house. 416 Sagebrush, one word, Sagebrush Lane. It's listed for $119, 35 days on the market. Great investment opportunity. It's a hoarder. There's garbage all over in the front picture. Like Scott Swaggart. You call this guy up and you say, hey, I saw your listing. It says it's an investment opportunity. And you do this call. Promise us right now that you'll call this agent tomorrow or whenever, and you'll do this call.
I will.
Okay. That's right there in Belton. That's an easier one. It's a house. It's not a multifamily weird thing. It's a house.
Jerry.
So call them up and say.
Yeah. So you call them up and you say, I saw this listing. I see that it's been out for about 35 days on the market. I'm interested in making an all cash offer. Can you tell me what's going on? What's going on with the property? Ask about what's going on with the property. Say, can you tell me, help me get some visibility on what's going on here? I'd like to make an offer. I think I need to be significantly lower than your list price. Do you think the seller has any room to come down? You know, and just ask questions. It's not even that complicated. There isn't there's steps and a script and stuff, but at some point you want to get to a place where you're putting an offer in front of them.
What? Give Latoya a number. What would you offer? What would be a good offer?
What's the address?
416 Sagebrush.
Okay, give me a second.
31-1186.
Okay.
I'll comp it right now.
Yeah.
Jamil will do it faster than anybody else.
Oh, it's non-disclosure.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Chocolate cookies. Chocolate biscuits.
Chocolate biscuits. Chocolate chip biscuits.
That's okay. Let's still get there.
Oh, that's so good.
We'll still get
550 people hanging out with us on our 5-year anniversary.
So dope. All right. So
By the way, you see how all of us are like, we're talking about the deal?
175 is ARV.
This is what you need to be around. You need to be around people in Missouri. Find the Subto community in Missouri where they're doing meetups,
right? So
and get around them. This is all we do in the communities. We just make calls together and we lock up deals.
Offer 80.
In Kansas City.
175 is ARV.
You're in Kansas City, you said, Latoya?
Yeah, my sister lives in Belgium.
Okay, I was just in Kansas City. We just had a big meetup in Kansas City, and I've got a flip going on in Kansas City. We got a bunch of community members in Kansas City.
Yeah, I joined on Saturday, and then I watched your presentation with Dajay.
Oh, yeah. Dajay, yeah.
Dajay,
She's awesome.
yeah. So that got me super excited. I got a hold of your buy box. I did what I thought she wanted. I sent something to Bo. I still haven't gotten a response, but I'm super motivated. I heard you say 30 offers, you'll get one. So I sent you 40, and hopefully I'll get something. And if not, I'll get some feedback on what I do need to do.
You sent me 40 houses?
Yeah.
Like individual opportunities?
10 of each. Yeah, 10 of each box.
Oh, okay. So where are you getting them from? Like online?
Yes.
Get them from other wholesalers.
Okay.
Okay. Don't pull them from Zillow. Don't pull them from Crexy. Go pull them from other wholesalers inside the community. Like, go build a relationship with Kelly Humbarger right now. Like, the first person you should go connect with is Kelly Humbarger. She's in the Subto community. Go connect with her.
Kelly.
Okay.
Why not on the market, Pace?
How do you spell it?
Okay, so what she's talking about right now is what we call bird dogging. Okay, so I have a lot of students that will just bring me a wholesaler's deal, and I'll pay them $5,000 or $10,000 to bring me that deal. Right? Astro Flipping, bird dog. Astro Flipping is when you have a lot of buyers, a lot of deals, and you're playing in the middle of all of them. Bird dogging for me is just like you find one person, me, and you just find deals for just that one person until you start getting deals. So I told everybody, hey, if you copy and paste addresses to me, my team will say yes to usually 1 out of 30 is the average. And what Latoya is doing is she's literally just going online and like taking Zillow addresses and stuff like that. I need houses that are under contract. So go to Keegley.com, go to investorlift.com, Latoya, you did not watch the full training.
No, I didn't watch the full training. I just watched.
Okay, I'm going to give you the full training in the side chat right now. I'll give you the training in the side chat. Please, my friend, go watch the full training. It tells you where to get the houses.
Okay.
Because if you're just sending me on market properties, like they're on Zillow or they're on the MLS, my team will not even look at them.
That's probably why you haven't gotten a response, honey, because they're like, oh, she didn't actually watch the training. She just started, and then that wastes their time, right?
I was overzealous. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I love that. But literally, like Kelly Humbarger just got paid, Dajay just got paid. They never had to pick up a phone call, not one time. And so that's a great way to get started, is just bird dogging or astro flipping. So I would go on that training. Jamil, I literally just did this training on how to bring deals to me in my buy box, exactly where to get them. Go watch them. It's 45 minutes long.
Latoya, on that deal that Jerry gave you, $80K.
Offer $80K.
80K in there. I want you to offer 60K.
Okay.
All right. Go bananas. Go crazy with this. See what's going on there. And then really pull out, really see does this agent list these properties often? Do they work with investors? How can you be their best investor? Just be you. Just this whole thing that you're doing right now, just do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then do that 10 more times, and then tomorrow do it all over again. Like, you got to do this. You can't get hung up on one thing. You got to just keep going. Have a 10-minute conversation, get another one, do it again, do it again, do it again.
Gotcha.
Okay, LaToya.
I am not able to click on any of these links. Why is that?
Just copy and paste it, type it in. You don't need to click on it, just copy and paste it. Okay. Guys, it's
massive
in the side chat.
Imperfect action every day. Massive imperfect action.
LaToya,
do it.
The only thing I want you doing, I know these guys are telling you make a call, but you're already on a pathway. Now I realize you're on a different pathway than what you were originally calling about. You are on a pathway. Follow that the instructions. There's like 60 something ways to get a deal. If you talk to Jerry, me, Brent, and Jerry or Jamil long enough, we'll give you 85 different ways to get a deal. Focus on the one that you are already on right now, okay, which is the training I have in the side chat. Copy and paste it. We also posted it in the Subto Facebook group this morning, okay? We call it the cheat code, okay? There's 9 strategies. Bird dogging is one of them. Wedge method is another one. There's 9 trainings.
Yeah, as soon as I get 5K, I'm going to the pacing. As soon as I get it.
Okay, go and watch that training I just put in the side chat. Copy and paste it. Go watch it. It's completely free. It's unbelievably good. And just follow that strategy. It doesn't require phone calls, doesn't require leads, doesn't require anything. I just paid 2 people this week that exact strategy. So please go follow that training, okay?
Will do.
Okay, thank you for being on here, by the way, and showing all these men up, okay? You had the best question for the day.
Look at that, Pace. You know?
Paco Morby, I like
Mocha
that.
gets it. He's going to name his son Paco Morby.
Ooh, I like that.
We're thinking about having another kid, and the name will be Jerry. That's 100% sure.
Not Paco?
Not Paco.
How could we do an event? How could we do an event where we're in Knoxville, Tennessee, and like, how do we give those spots away to people?
I know, Pace, you're probably going to club me over the head for saying this because you've sold so many dang tickets to Squad Up, but I feel like we should select the people who come to that event because Jerry's going to be speaking there. You're talking, I'm talking. It's a big thing. Maybe Brent's going to come out and hang out with us. That could be how we do it. You know, if you attend Squad Up Summit, how many people haven't got a ticket for Squad Up Summit right now in the chat? Put an X.
Probably most people in here have not gotten a ticket to Squad Up Summit. I've primarily promoted it only to Subto and Gator. We haven't put it outside on social media. We've sold 2,700 tickets as of today.
It's madness. Okay, look, all these people in the side chat here don't have a ticket yet to Squad Up Summit, right? I think we select from them. Because these are obviously all new people. They now have a chance to come out. What do you say?
They have to come to Squad Up Summit.
They have to come to Squad Up Summit, and they need to pick up their ticket tonight.
Putting the pressure on you.
As we wrap up, Jamil, what do you have going on coming up this week, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I got to go to Canada. My little girl is having a 16th birthday party. And so I'm getting the house prepared for her. I gotta do a bunch of things. It's just me. So I gotta do the work, you know, but it's exciting. I'm excited. My little girl is going to be 16 years old, dude. I can't believe it.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm going to see you guys in San Diego. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. You fly out in the morning, Brent?
Yep.
Okay. I get there tomorrow night, so I'll see you around, and then Pace comes in Wednesday, right, Pace?
Yeah, I'm doing one of those things where I fly in the morning and I fly out 5 hours later.
It's cool.
But we're gonna hang out, right?
I'd like to. I want to do it. I have a 12-minute YouTube video I want to do with you. I fly in at 1:30. I land at 12:30. Speak at 1:30. I then am going to Rich Summers' podcast, and then I jump right on a flight right after that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to prepare for this pavilion face-off.
What do you think? Is that a crazy idea?
I like that.
It
shows a level of commitment, so that way, it's because we want to have limited seating, so then it sort of filters out and shows a level of commitment. I like that.
One thing we got to talk about is figuring out how all four of us can get out to the pavilion in Knoxville, Tennessee. If we could get Brent to fly out for a day, do you think we could do a one-day fun event where we just build teams and close deals and we compete against each other?
100%.
What do we have to
There's no chance he's gonna miss that. There's no chance. As long as we coordinate the day with him, he'll be there.
Okay, love it. All right, Jerry, what do you have going on this week, brother?
Just gonna be in San Diego till Friday this week, so taking Anne-Marie with me.
You brought your wife?
Yeah, Anne-Marie's coming with me, so we'll have a good time, and I got to do a couple workshops and do a presentation, so I'll be busy with that all week.
Who's watching the kids?
Gracie, Josh, and Nathan and Lael. All the bigs are going to be holding down the fort.
I love it. Brent, you're going to be in San Diego too, so people are going to come out. Nobody can come out to this event. This is a private event.
Yeah, it's a Joe Homebuyer franchise event.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, 5-year anniversary, boys. Love you. I appreciate you. This was awesome show.
High 5 years. High 5 years, baby.
High 5 years.
23,400 minutes, 16 full days of Wholesale Hotline.
That's
guys,
not counting the podcast.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Have a good day. Later.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy.